Welcome to episode 28 of AJ Sports Podcast. This episode, the conference tournaments of college basketball are here as they will play later tonight. I'll give you a rundown to the major conferences, the conferences that have a lot at stake. So let me start with the Big Ten of what I think is going to go. The games tonight: Ohio State, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Nebraska. I have Nebraska winning because Minnesota's terrible. And I have Wisconsin beating Ohio State because Ohio State's hit a skid the last few months. Rutgers and Michigan. I have Michigan winning. I think it's going to come down to Hunter Dickinson going off. Wisconsin and Iowa. That could be, if that matchup happens, that would be interesting. I'll go with Iowa. Penn State, Illinois. I'll have a little bit of an upset. I'll go with Penn State. Nebraska, Maryland. I'll go with Maryland. Michigan, Purdue. I think Purdue beats them. Iowa, Michigan State. I'm going to go with Iowa. Michigan State's too inconsistent for me. Penn State, Northwestern. I think this game will be very close. I think Northwestern just pulls it off. Maryland, IU will probably beat them handily. Purdue and Iowa. I think Purdue will get revenge of last year in the Big Ten title game. Purdue will win. Northwestern, Indiana. It's 50-50 to me. I think IU has the high-end talent. I think the high-end talent wins. So my Big Ten championship game will be Purdue versus Indiana. Oh, God. I don't even want to predict. I'm going to ride high with Purdue because I'm a Purdue basketball fan. But, man, if Purdue meets IU, they better beat them. Period. That's all I got to say. So that's my Big Ten championship matchup prediction. Indiana versus Purdue. Let's go to the SEC. South Carolina plays Ole Miss. I don't pay full hard attention to the SEC basketball as much as I do with the Big Ten. I'll just roll with South Carolina because they came close to being Alabama a few weeks ago. Georgia, LSU. Georgia's an okay team. I'll go with Georgia. Mississippi State, Florida. I'll go with Florida. South Carolina, Tennessee. Arkansas and Auburn. Georgia and Vanderbilt. I'm going with Vanderbilt. I think the Georgia and Vanderbilt game will be close. Alabama versus Florida. Alabama. Tennessee versus Missouri. I'm going to go with Tennessee. Arkansas versus Auburn. I'm going to go with Auburn. No, I already went down that matchup. Did I? No, I didn't. I don't think I did. I already did. Jesus Christ. I'm getting things mixed up here. So I have Alabama beating Florida, Tennessee beating Missouri, Texas A&M beating Auburn, and I have Kentucky beating Vanderbilt. So the semifinals: Alabama versus Tennessee, Alabama, Texas A&M versus Kentucky. I'm going with Texas A&M. So my SEC championship matchup: Alabama versus A&M. Very interesting because A&M beat Alabama recently. It could go either way. I was thinking A&M's kind of getting slept on this year. I'm gonna give the nod to Alabama. I think the previous loss they'll play with a chip on their shoulders. So I think Alabama wins the SEC title. Big 12. The Big 12 tournament. That's last year. I'm trying to find a good Big Ten bracket to go with. It's 2021. Pac-12. I'm not going to go to Pac-12 because I think the matchup with the Pac-12 is simple. UCLA versus Arizona, and I don't know who will win. The matchup: West Virginia, Texas Tech. I'll go with Texas Tech. Oklahoma State will beat Oklahoma. Baylor probably will beat Iowa State. Kansas would win. Texas would win. Kansas State, TCU. I don't know. Maybe TCU. I'll go with an upset. Roll the dice a bit. Baylor versus Kansas. I think Kansas wins. Texas versus TCU. I would have to give the nod to Texas. So Kansas versus Texas. Probably Kansas. I think it's a little bit more straightforward, in my opinion. The ACC, I don't even want to do the ACC. The ACC's been irrelevant this year. I'll go with the bigger matchups. I think Miami will beat Syracuse. So I'm really fast forwarding this. I'm gonna go with the semifinals. I think Miami beats Duke. I think North Carolina loses to Virginia. I think North Carolina's going to make a fluke ass run, saving their ass. I think North Carolina's going to. I just have a feeling North Carolina's going to fluke their way in to the ACC championship game and lose to Miami. And North Carolina's going to make the tournament, and everybody's going to believe Hubert Davis is a good coach. That's what I think what's going to happen. North Carolina versus Miami. Because, well, welcome to reality. Big East. Big East is going to be fun to watch. Butler versus St. John's. Probably. I'll roll Butler. Why not? I'll roll Butler. Butler's going to lose to Marquette. Providence versus UConn. That'll be fun. I'll go with UConn there. Seton Hall beat DePaul. Villanova's going to beat Georgetown. Xavier's going to win. It's going to be the top 4 seeds. I think Marquette beats UConn. I think Xavier beats Creighton. And I'm going to go a little upset. I'm going to go with Xavier beating Marquette in the Big East titles. So that's kind of the conference tournament matchups. If you're wondering how the bracketology is going, the 1 seeds are Kansas, Alabama, Houston, and UCLA. Purdue has dropped. I think they dropped a while ago. But the 2 seeds, Baylor, Texas, Purdue, Arizona. The 3rd seeds, let's look at the 3rd seeds, Kansas State, Marquette, Gonzaga, Tennessee. Big Ten has the most teams right now with 10, SEC 7, Big 12 with 7, and everybody else just probably going to be the bridesmaids. The first 4 matchups, what the bracketology is saying: Southeast Missouri versus FDU, Mississippi State versus Utah State, Howard versus Alcorn State, and Rutgers versus Nevada. I guess we'll get to the NBA standings, I guess. The Nuggets have separated themselves. They're pretty much almost a lock to get the 1st seed. The Kings are the 2nd seed. Jesus Christ. The Grizzlies are the 3rd seed. Fuck the Grizzlies. Can Ja Morant please stop trying to destroy his own career? What a joke. What a joke Ja Morant has become. The Suns are the 4th seed. The Mavericks 6th. The Warriors are saving their ass. They're at 6th. The Timberwolves right now are at 7th. Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell. Even though Russell's on the Lakers now, which is hilarious. The Lakers have the 9th seed because, well, reality sucks. And the last seed in the Western Conference is the Rockets. The Eastern Conference is going to be between 2 teams. The Bucks and the Celtics. Those 2 are going to battle it out for 1 or 2 seeds. The 3rd seed right now is the Sixers, Cavs, Knicks. Yes, Knicks are a 5th seed. They're actually good this year. Huh. Yeah, still. Fuck you, James Dolan. With guys like Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, and RJ Barrett. Those 3 guys are carrying the Knicks. The Nets are still in 6th. They're even though Mikal Bridges is actually lining it up. The Heat are in 7th. The Hawks are 8th. Raptors 9th. The Wizards 10th. The last seed is the Detroit Pistons. They're awful. there is some future of the Pistons, but not really. I don't see them playing well. Who are my MVPs? Nikola Jokic is up there. Not really because his stats are amazing, even though he's averaging a triple-double. The Nuggets are the 1 seed. He will have a great chance. Joel Embiid is actually the scoring leader right now. He's averaging 33.3 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists per game. He's in that conversation, and the Celtics are winning. No, not the Sixers. Giannis is up there. He's putting in typical Giannis numbers. Luka Doncic is up there. He right now doesn't have the scoring lead right now. He was having the scoring lead for pretty much all season. Right now, Embiid has this. So that's kind of the 4 legit MVP candidates: Jokic, Embiid, Giannis, and Luka Doncic. Who is my winner? Probably Jokic, due to the fact that the Nuggets have the 1st seed. Which, if that happens, that means Jokic has a legit chance of winning his 3rd straight MVP, which is pretty crazy to think about. I can't remember who was the last time a player won 3 straight MVPs. Probably, it's got to be Jordan. It's got to be Jordan at some point of his career. I mean, the dude won 5 MVPs. He must have won 3 straight. I don't think he did. Jordan won it, I think, 88, 91, 92, 96. Yeah, he did. From 96 to 98. Yeah, so Jordan's the last dude to win 3 straight MVPs. Some NFL news. Well, Derek Carr signed with the Saints. The sad part is the Saints are probably going to win NFC South because that division is a joke. That's a joke of a division they have. The Bucs are approaching a rebuild. The Carolina Panthers are rebuilding. They're failing it right now. The Falcons are just approaching a rebuild. So the Saints are probably going to win that division by default. And that Saints roster has some flaws. Injury prone. A lot of guys are getting there with age. Dennis Allen's a joke of a head coach. I don't think Dennis Allen's a good coach, in my opinion. But Derek Carr is going to separate the Saints because he's easily the best quarterback of that division. What's the closest? Desmond freaking Ritter. Is Kyle Trask going to start for the Bucs? Who's the Panthers going to start? Sam freaking Donald still? Did they cut Sam Donald? Is Sam Donald on the damn team? Yeah, Sam Donald's on the team. Maybe PJ. The point of the matter of fact is that division's trash. The Ravens, they franchise tagged Lamar, even though Lamar can still go to almost any other team if they offer him a contract that he desires, even though the Ravens can match the offer. The Ravens is what everybody's thinking. Lamar wants a fully guaranteed contract of a ridiculous amount. The Ravens, and I think most other people, are realizing that Deshaun Watson's contract is an outlier because the Browns are an incompetent organization because they let Baker Mayfield play for that shoulder injury. So they panicked and go sign Deshaun Watson to an astronomical guaranteed money. If you thought Kirk Cousins' contract was insane, Watson topped that. It is not even close. The Giants, they signed Daniel Jones 4 years, $160 million. I don't know how to feel about that. That's a very interesting signing. What the Giants are hoping is that Brian Dable continues to develop Daniel Jones to a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback. Will he? I don't know. Daniel Jones will never be able to take over a game. He had easily his most efficient year in 2022, but he's not reliable. They also franchise tagged Saquon, which is probably the wise move. It's in today's age, it's very risky to give a running back that load of a contract, especially considering the fact that running backs just decline so quick. And Saquon Barkley had a nice bounce back season, but injury riddled. Don't get me wrong, he's been injured multiple times. So it's very difficult for the Giants in their logical minds to give Saquon a big contract because it's just risky to sign any running back a big contract. Doesn't matter how good he is. You don't know when he's going to decline because running backs is a position that you go down the drain quickly. The Chiefs released Frank Clark. I question that. The Chiefs need as much metal in their defense as possible, in my opinion. So that's kind of. Like also, the Jets are actually interested in Aaron Rodgers, which is hilarious. I really want to see Aaron Rodgers with the Jets. I want to see how the Jets do with Robert Saleh as head coach. Saleh is a quality coach. However, he has to deal with Nathaniel Hackett, who is an atrocious play caller, and Aaron Rodgers. Even though Aaron Rodgers won 2 MVPs under Nathaniel Hackett, I think it's one, right? Because Hackett was the offensive coordinator for 1 year, right? He was offensive coordinator for 3 years. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so he was there for Aaron Rodgers' 2 MVPs. Rodgers is still good. He's not in his peak. He'll never get back to his peak. The interesting question, how good can that Jets offense be with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback and Nathaniel Hackett as offensive coordinator? That's a genuine question if Rodgers goes there, which I would like to see him go there. The Packers honestly need to cut ties to begin with because Rodgers is just holding back that franchise. If we're just being completely honest, Rodgers is holding back that franchise. He's trying to be too influential with his front office decisions. But Packers are the Packers. Will they cut ties with Aaron Rodgers, let him go to the Jets, or stick to their tradition, keep Aaron Rodgers, and suffer more? Because that's what's going to be. So that'll be it for this episode. I talked about the tournaments of college basketball, Big Ten, SEC in particular. I did discuss a lot about Big East. Just a small standings alert for the NBA and MVP, which guys are MVP candidates, and some NFL news to top it all off. This is AJ Sports on this podcast, and thank you for watching.